radio from
I see the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Wow. Pretty cool.
I thought so. Oh, wait, that's more.
That was a number one hit
Well, it should have been.
for Chuck Berry.
It sounded like it should have been.
He, I was just looking up some information about the song. It's got some interesting lyrics. I like they had a 2-room Roebuck sale. The coolerator was jammed with TVs and ginger ale. So they finished off their apartment with a two-room Roebuck sale. Most people wouldn't know what he's talking about at this point.
Roebuck being Sears and Roebuck?
Yeah.
Sears and Roebuck, yeah. So they furnished the apartment with stuff that they bought at Sears.
And then they had a ginger ale.
The coolerator was jammed with TV dinners and ginger ale. I like that. And then later on he says they bought a souped-up jitney. Was a cherry red 53 and drove it down to New Orleans to celebrate their anniversary. A jitney is like a small bus.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's all. This is I'd forgotten all of those lyrics. It's what a great song, and it says it was he was a number one. It was his final top 40 hit. It didn't get to number one until My Ding-a-Ling in 1971. Which I was hoping for.
Which was huge.
Yeah. Which is one of the stupidest songs ever recorded.
Really is.
I like this one better
Yeah, so do I.
because
On this day.
In 2017, Chuck Berry died, and I looked up to see what he died from, and he was old. He died of death.
He died of death.
He was quite old and finally just said, well, that's it. That's it.
I'm out.
Done. See you later.
I had a good run. I'm done.
He worked nearly every day of his life, though, is the thing.
Yep.
I mean, he was touring up until the end.
Yep. Yeah, he was. He had a lot of kids. That's part of the reason. And he had a lot of kids with unusual names too.
Like what?
Well, let me look at here. I just got here. Crap, where did it go? He was married. His Darlin Ingrid Betty.
Darlin?
Yep.
Aw,
Aloha Berry. Darlin Ingrid Berry. Aloha Berry. Charles Berry Jr. Melody Exis Berry Eskridge. Yeah, those are the three that they mention here. He was married to Thelma Suggs.
Thelma Suggs?
Yeah. You know, the Suggs girl.
Of course he was.
So her parents was real nice. And he is often called the father of rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody imitated him. I mean, can you not hear Mick Jagger?
Sure.
In that song even.
Mm-hmm.
He has the same kind of style and singing and
any one of the greats would tell you that he inspired them.
And then we won't talk about the
nastiness,
the nasty stuff we know about.
No, we don't have to talk
about Chuck Berry.
This has been so lovely so far.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Dana Gold says. It says, "Would you like me to go through your record collection and pull all of the a-holes out?"
Because it'd be most of them.
Because you'd have a very small collection afterward.
Yeah. So there you go, Chuck Berry. Man, I love Maybelline.
Why can't you be true?
As I was motivating over the hill, I saw Maybelline in a Coupe de Ville. I love it. Anyway, hi, good morning.
Hi.
It's here we are at work. I had some thought yesterday that maybe I'd start working from home.
I tried to talk you into it.
Yeah, and I talked to my wife about it, and she said, you're really going to a pretty safe environment. It's,
there's nobody here.
No, there's nobody here.
Yeah,
it's just the three
of us.
building.
Here's what's eerie: you get in the elevator, and there are like 5 or 6 pieces of paper taped on the wall of the elevator, saying that every single business in this tower is closed. It has it's on the business letterhead. Yep. We're closed. It's like something out of
You know what you should do is use the stairs then. Use the stairs.
You don't have to see that every morning, and it's a reminder of like, oh, that's right.
And it'll be good for you to use the stairs.
Things are bad.
And then there are studio protocols in place.
Yeah.
Where this studio, the X96 main, is now exclusively Radio from Hell main.
Mm-hmm.
No one else can use it.
Yeah. Now I want to get a hold of our production guy Doug too, because I think he's coming in every day.
He is.
But so and I want to say, if you need, I do a lot of commercials for him. I mean, just to help him out, he'll say, "Can you do a voice on this?" And I'll say, "Sure, that's fine." And it's mainly because I just like hearing my voice all over the radio, all over town. But so I go into his studio with him. But he can still use me because I could record anything he needs in here, and then just send it over to him. So we don't have to actually interact. And besides, I don't like seeing him that much.
Oh, you do. Doug's a nice.
No, I like Doug. He's great.
We do have a little bit of a traffic situation.
Oh, that's
right now.
There's a rollover, the ramp from northbound I-15 to go westbound I-80, exit 308. It's closed. It's a semi-truck rollover. That's why it's going to be causing some trouble for a while. Clearance time is estimated to be before 7 o'clock, though, so maybe it'll be out of your way before it's an issue. Let's see. Roadway restrictions both directions. SR 190, the mouth of Big Cottonwood Canyon. But you're not going skiing, so so that's not gonna get in your way too much. Let's see if there's anything else I need to tell you about. Crash northbound I-15, milepost 283. That's 27th north in Lehigh, left shoulder. Affected there. Now through March 29th, save up to $150 on select sets of Cooper, Nitto, Pirelli, or Toyo tires, brakes, alignment, oil, and more. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
877-602-9696. That's the number to call the Radio from Hell show. We are here at work, live in the studio, and tell us what you're doing with your life today. how your life is changing, what's going on. Check in with us. It lets us know that you're out there, that you're still with us, and it's sort of reassuring. It reassures us if you call and check in with us and say, things are going okay, or I know this about that, or I know where Bill can get some toilet paper, or whatever it is. 877-602-9696. Check in with the Radio from Hell show, and a random caller will get a Radio from Hell tote bag. Someday. But we'll take the information, and then we'll give it to you after the new normal passes.
All right, here we go.
Radio from Hell on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. X96.
All right, we'll officially begin the Radio from Hell show in just a second. And as Gina introduces it, I'll have some Mill Creek coffee here. It's a constant. It remains in my life. This delicious Mill Creek coffee. Enjoy a cup today. What?
Is that
What's
your
funny
reassuring
about that?
voice?
Enjoy a cup of delicious, steaming hot Mill Creek coffee today.
Every announcer has.
Reassuring
You have
voice.
your reassuring voice. You have your urgency voice. You have your dumb husband voice.
I really say, is this Mill Creek coffee? I sure like this coffee, Mill Creek. I didn't know we'd got that.
See, the dumb husband would be going, "Is this Mill Creek coffee?"
Hey,
No, honey, that's Drano.
have we changed our milk? Have we changed our coffee, honey? Hi, I'm your dumb husband. Anyway, we ought to officially begin the Radio from Hell show, and then we'll take your check-ins at 877-602-9696. Let us know you're out there, you're still functioning, and how it's going. Gina?
Do a cash-out refinance on your mortgage at loansbyrick.com, 801-809-SAVE, loansbyrick.com. Where else you going to go?
The moon will rise today. Well, it's at 29.1% of full, a waning crescent, and it won't rise today. It's already risen. It is out there. I noticed it in the sky. It's a kind of a small crescent moon. The moon will set today at 2:15 p.m. Today being Wednesday, it's the 18th day of March in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2020, and we're warning you. Don't have sex today because it is Goddess of Fertility Day, and I swear to you, this is simply pure science. Even if you think you've taken all the necessary precautions, on Goddess of Fertility Day, if you have sex, your activity will result in pregnancy. There is,
Even though I don't have a uterus anymore?
Yep, it's because it's Goddess of Fertility Day, and the flower of the day, by the way, is baby's breath. Just so you know.
I didn't know there was a flower of the day.
Yeah, there is.
Have we been ignoring the flower of the day?
I have. I'll start mentioning the flower of the day as well. And you're listening to the Radio from Hell show, starring the very fertile lords of morning radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. Katie, for short, is the producer of the show. Remember what I said about Goddess of Fertility Day today, Katie?
Don't get pregnant, Katie.
And Hawk is in there helping out.
Hawk, don't get pregnant.
Don't get pregnant. And that's Goddess of Fertility Day. Even if you were in a same-sex relationship, it's possible.
Thank goodness we're not around Tracy Morgan, because he would walk in this room and get us all pregnant.
That's right. I can get you pregnant just by being in the room with you. All right, let's go to your phone calls as you check in with the Radio from Hell show. There is a line open at 877-602-9696. We want to know how you are, how you're doing. Are you okay? Huh? You okay?
Bunny is here.
Bunny, thanks for checking in here to the COVID hotel. How are you feeling? Bunny?
Oh, hang on.
Oh,
there
Bunny.
we go. Sorry, I was doing some work earlier. Bunny.
Bunny, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
We're well. How
we're
are you?
fine so far. How about yourself?
All right. I was already self-quarantining before all of this stuff took place, so I'm going on my third week of just being stuck in the house.
Why
were
are you?
Yeah, why were you doing that?
Because I have a lower immune system, so I'm immune compromised, and I was already feeling under the weather before all of this started hitting, so I'm avoiding the death plague.
Do you have people like dropping off groceries to you and things like that?
Not yet, but it's getting to that point.
How's your
where
How's your
I'm probably
toilet
gonna
paper
start
hold?
having to order some delivery.
How's your toilet paper holding up?
Well, I luckily already keep a stockpile of toilet paper thanks to Costco. So I usually only shop for toilet paper about once every 3 to 4 months. So I already had some of that.
Yeah.
Now let me give you a delivery.
Would you get Bunny's address off the air for me, please?
Let me give you a delivery tip.
Delivery tip.
This is for everybody, because I know a lot of us are ordering a lot off Amazon these days. Get a little spray bottle and put some isopropyl alcohol in it, or if you don't have that, some vodka or something like that.
Vinegar, white vinegar.
I don't know if white vinegar works. I don't think white vinegar kills the virus. So when they deliver your box is on the porch. Yay! Take the spray bottle and spray where you open the box. Open the box outside. And spray it with, it'll evaporate almost instantly, so don't worry about getting it all wet or whatever you have in there. Use that before you open the box so you don't bring in.
I sanitize my phone every day.
Yeah.
When I go with alcohol.
But I keep a little spray bottle by the door, so when I get a package, I spray it down before I pull it out into the house.
I've been doing the same thing and actually spraying the delivery guy. Just, hold still. You know.
Just a little delivery tip for you.
Bunny, take care of yourself. Well, I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
All right.
Go up and down, but I'm still here.
Okay. I'll be over to get some TP later on. Thanks, Bunny. See ya.
Okay.
Let's
So
go.
your inability to prepare is not an emergency.
Well, see, the
for
problem.
me.
No, the problem is that I too get toilet paper at Costco, and I had done that.
Yeah.
But I was sort of at the end of my stock
Your cycle?
when my 2 month cycle when all of a sudden, oops. Yeah.
Let's go to Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
Hi.
Wendy.
Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Is everything going okay?
It's going well. Yeah, funny you should be talking about Amazon. That's where I work.
Uh-huh.
And they're definitely still open. So I'm actually going to be late for work this morning because I'm chatting with you, but I'm okay with that.
Actually, I heard that they are hiring.
Thousands of people they need.
Yep. We had a big hiring event yesterday, and they're over 100,000 worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing mandatory overtime right now in the warehouse because of all the people. They're being really kind about how they're handling, people. They want us to stay home, and usually there's repercussions, but they've given us extra time if you feel sick or if you have a family member, stay home.
Nice.
So they're being great.
My older daughter works just got a job working at the warehouse for Amazon.
Which one?
I'm not sure really which one.
We have like 5 of them now.
But
anyway.
she says they're just there. She works hard, and she works 10-hour shifts, but then she just works 4 days a week, and
exactly.
Yeah, but she said they're very great. Well, thanks for checking in. We're glad you're okay.
Thanks, Wendy.
See ya.
Thanks.
All
right.
Talk to you later. Let's go to Brian, and that's our last check-in. We're out of time. Sorry, Josh.
Hi, Brian.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, we're doing fine so far. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty groovy.
Groovy.
Where are you on your way to?
I'm on the way to work.
Mm-hmm. So they need you there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have some sort of job that you are vital to the operation?
Yes.
You're not going to say what that is, though.
He's
I'm
a
not
shepherd.
privileged to say that at this time.
All right, well,
Okay.
that's groovy, Brian. Thanks for calling
Brian.
in.
Thanks for
Thanks
checking
for
in.
calling in on a talk segment where
You can't really
so
talk.
that's
But we're glad you're groovy.
great. Glad you're
Thanks,
groovy.
Brian.
We'll see you later. Bye-bye. No tote bags for anyone.
No tote bags.
All right.
The ramp from northbound I-15 to westbound I-80, exit 308, is closed. A semi-truck rollover there. Those things tend to take a little more time to clean up, so still might be an issue this morning. Crash southbound I-15, 4th south in Ogden. Both left and right shoulders affected by that. And there's snow in the canyons. Not that you're going up there anyway because the ski resorts are closed, but just so you know. $3,500 more for your vehicle trade-in, no matter its condition, only at National Auto Plaza in Murray, Sandy, and now open in American Fork.
I saw one of our longtime listeners on Instagram skiing yesterday. There are people who still go up and ski even though the resorts aren't open. And
They would tell you not to do that.
And she posted that it was great because nobody was around.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. We'll be back. Big boy news and things that must go all in the same break. Right after these. Stand by for that. ZeroRes.com.
Look, Zero Res we've had them do stuff for us a lot. They just recently cleaned all the carpets in the studio and the office. Thank goodness, and it looks great. But Zero Res wants you to know they know it's a stressful time, and they understand cleaning is a part of the process of preventing COVID. Now, they're not saying that what they do, kills the virus or anything like that. No. They're not making claims about getting rid of it, but they promise that they will not price gouge during this period of time, and they'll take precautions to ensure that their employees will keep you safe and themselves safe. They'll follow all the CDC guidelines in preventing the spread of the virus. So if you want to get your carpets cleaned and tile and upholstery, this is a great time to do it. You can call Zero Res. Their number is 801-288-9376. That's 2880. Or go to the website zeroresaltlake.com.
Follow Carrie Jackson on Twitter at RFHCarrie. This is Radio from Hell on X96.
Okay, 6:35. We got things that must go coming up after Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Tim Daly Auto Group, home of the Forever Warranty, all new and used vehicles at Tim Daly Infinity, Ford, and all 3 Tim Daly Nissan locations.
Tragedy. Oh, tragedy. He was one of a kind, an original, one of our precious celebrities. He will be missed. Lyle Waggoner.
Oh.
And I love the way the New York Times writes obituaries. Lionel Waggoner, the sable-haired heartthrob.
Sable-haired heartthrob.
Best remembered as the announcer and a comic performer in the early years of the Carol Burnett Show, and for playing opposite Linda Carter on the 1970s television series Wonder Woman. Died on Tuesday at his home in Westlake Village, California. He was 84. The cause was complications of cancer, said his agent. Mr. Waggoner's dulcet voice, square jaw, and muscular physique made him seem cut out to be a leading man.
Oh, I was going to say gay.
But no, he wasn't. He was married and had children.
He was so good looking, I thought, he's got to be gay. That's what I always thought about Lyle Waggoner.
I'm not even going to try.
He's so good looking.
But his most recognizable parts were in support of others.
Yep.
Ms. Burnett on her hit comedy variety show, and Ms. Carter, who played Wonder Woman on ABC and then on CBS in the 70s. Waggoner started on the Carol Burnett Show when it began in 1967 and stayed with the program for 7 seasons. Now, the reason he was on the show is that Carol Burnett said, Mel Brooks said to me, I think you're going to have a great show here. What you need is a hunky announcer. Get yourself a really good-looking hunky announcer. And so when Lyle walked into the audition, Carol Burnett and everybody else in the room went, that's him right there. That's
I don't
him.
even need to hear him talk.
Well, it was the way he looked, but then he started talking, and they said he was just so relaxed and had such a sense of humor.
Charming.
Yeah, and he had a good sense of humor, and he had a good sense of humor about, like, I know I'm really good looking, but I'm not pretentious about it, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's just,
I was born this way.
It's just the way I look. And if you'll remember, he did well. I remember he started out just sort of announcing, but then they
had him in sketches.
They worked him into sketches.
They worked him into sketches because he was so good at it.
He was usually a straight.
But that's not where he made his real money, though. His real money. Have you ever been on a set where they're filming and you see star wagons with 2
Yes,
G's?
that's him.
That's him.
Lyle Waggoner.
Yeah.
When he was on, I think it was Wonder Woman, they were renting this RV from some guy in Los Angeles for him to stay in. And he found out about that, and he went to the production company. He said, if I owned an RV, would you rent it from me? So he went and bought his own RV, and the company paid him, and he went, I got an idea for this.
Yeah.
They always need those on sets.
He realized that RVs were too expensive, so he moved to trailers.
And his son still owns and runs the company.
Huh,
Yeah.
I did not know.
So
that.
there
He
you
did
go.
very well. He was a smart guy. So coronavirus updates here in the state of Utah. Spencer Cox, the lieutenant governor, did late last night, did a little video from his house talking about...
Hold it, Bill.
What?
Corona update.
That, for some reason, I wish you hadn't done that. That was going through my head this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it just was bugging me.
Because you knew you were going to do a Corona update.
Going, I was all morning. I kept going. Anyway, Spencer Cox sought late Tuesday night to debunk what he called crazy rumors amid Utah as part of the worldwide coronavirus scare.
Okay, what are they?
As challenging as this is for all of us, he said, just there are things that are not true, and you should know. Like, we're not going to close the liquor stores. It's not going to happen.
Because every day I drive by and there's a line out the front.
Yeah. He said, we're not going to close them. Now, there may be, a shift in hours and how
they run out of stuff, but they are going to
often they're open.
restock.
I was at the liquor store yesterday, and I couldn't find a bottle of regular vermouth to save my soul. Plenty of sweet vermouth, plenty of red vermouth.
I tweeted about this yesterday, and a nice friend of the program said the DABC has an app
Oh.
And you can put in the app what you're looking for, and it will pop up. There are 10 bottles of this at
Cool.
this store. And so thank you, whoever sent that in, because that's helpful.
No, and Governor Herbert isn't getting ready to shut down the highways or interstates. That's another rumor that's been going around.
And again, people getting their news from Facebook. Stop it.
No plans for gasoline rationing. As a matter of fact, prices are going down, and we may be paying under $1 a gallon at some point.
But
for
you're
gasoline.
not driving anywhere, really.
And no, there is no statewide isolation orders being contemplated at this time.
Again, people get their news from Facebook. You got to stop that.
Now, the state has ordered all restaurants to stop dine-in service for at least the next 2 weeks, and my guess is it may be longer. But I called my sister yesterday. She has a restaurant in Ogden, and she was open. And she said, I expect I will probably not be open in a day or two. And she was right. She said, there's not really much business anyway. Just it's pretty
People aren't
dead.
out in the-
So 25th Street is usually it's gotten very popular. 25th Street in
There's
Ogden.
nightlife
It's hard to find a place to park. And she said, there's plenty of parking today. And she said,
well, and when people aren't going to work, you're not eating lunch out because you're not going to work. But do you have that article I sent you, Bill? There's a website called supportutahdining.com, and I tweeted it yesterday. There's a list of a bunch of different restaurants.
This is mainly in the Salt Lake area.
Yeah, and you can order right from this website. So you don't have to go to you can see who's offering curbside
Just
service, which
select
is
your
nice.
restaurant. And it also says on that website, if you are a restaurant, please join this. Get us your information on this website. Now, what will kill the coronavirus? I said something earlier.
You said
vinegar.
It's not.
It won't.
No.
Vinegar will not. And I even. It's pretty good for household cleaning, and we use it for. And there's this special vinegar that's like a 70% more.
But that won't do it.
That won't do it. You need soap and water. You need a bleach solution.
Actually,
hydrogen peroxide will work.
No, hydrogen peroxide doesn't kill the virus.
Hydrogen peroxide is not as strong as bleach, so it is less likely to cause damage. It can discolor fabrics, but don't dilute it. Use it straight. It will kill the coronavirus.
Well, go to the CDC website. They actually have a
where this
list
is.
there of all the things that will work.
But don't count on distilled white vinegar or vodka.
No.
Neither one of them
vodka's
will
not
work.
strong enough.
But there may be some instructive things from history that we can learn about how to kill the coronavirus. Here's some of the things that they used back in medieval times to try and cure the plague, to kill the plague. A list of go-to cures for plagues that are probably not available at your neighborhood pharmacy, but maybe you could find them, I don't know, on Amazon. Treacle. Herbalists and apothecaries of the period made a medicine known as theriac, which was made out of molasses and dozens of other ingredients. Referred to as treacle, the sweet-sour potion was used for snake bites, poison antidote, and also to kill the plague. They found it to be absolutely ineffective. How about, here's another one they tried, urine baths. Urine was believed to have healing properties and had been associated with medical treatment since the days of Hippocrates. Urine was examined in flask by physicians to ensure that it was the right color and consistency before patients were advised to bathe in it a few times a day and to drink it to relieve symptoms of the plague.
Again, these are things that don't work.
Well, how about this one? Live chicken rubs.
No.
Well,
it had a name. It was called the Vickery Method, named after Thomas Vickery, the English doctor who invented it. It required that a hen's butt be plucked and shaved and then strapped onto the swollen lymph nodes of the sick person who was suffering. How about
that? Didn't work?
No, it didn't. This one we might consider. Living in a sewer. Medieval doctors in the time thought that the plague was caused by the bad outdoor air that people were breathing. And that was, it was brought by sewer dwellers, that the odorous atmosphere in the sewer would stop the bad disease-ridden air from existing. So people
It's amazing anybody survived at all.
I know, we shouldn't be here, right?
Bloodletting.
I remember bloodletting. I'm a fan of bloodletting.
Have we tried leeches yet? We should try leeches.
And then here's one. For people who could afford it, crushed emeralds. Emeralds were ground down with a mortar and pestle mixed with water and consumed as a potion to balance the body's humors, and they found that to be
Not
absolutely ineffective.
And all of those will be on Facebook and
Yep.
Reddit later today
Yep.
saying, try this.
You will see people on Instagram with chickens tied to their lymph nodes.
Yep. In what turned out to be the last presidential primary election in the month of March because of the coronavirus, Joe Biden swept all 3 states Tuesday by big margins, appears well on his way to being the Democratic nominee. The former vice president won Florida by 40 points, Illinois by more than 20, Arizona by double digits as well. It was a remarkable night that adds to Biden's delegate lead at this point, and because of how Democrats allocate their delegates, it looks pretty insurmountable. But Bernie Sanders has still not said he's leaving the race. Biden needs his supporters to win the presidency. And it's women who have propelled Biden, apparently, in the last few weeks, and then in these primaries yesterday. The woman vote has turned out for Biden and said no to Sanders. So that's where it's coming from. It's time for Bernie Sanders to just say, you're the nominee, I'm behind you, let's get everybody behind you and go.
Because we have bigger orange fish to fry.
Yes.
Yeah. Emilia Clarke, this last story, the mother of dragons,
Yes.
said she couldn't stand the finale of Game of Thrones.
I agree with you, Emilia Clarke.
The British actress who played the fan favorite Daenerys Targaryen admitted that she was not happy with the ending when she read the script. I knew how I felt when I first read it, and I tried at every turn not to consider too much what other people might say, she told the Sunday Times. But I did always consider what fans might think because we did it for them, and they were the ones who'd made us successful. So I was just being polite, you know? Clarke was not pleased with how her character was offed by her nephew lover, Jon Snow. And she said that she thought the long-running series ended too abruptly. We could have spun it out a little longer, she said.
All right. There's no sports.
Nope.
Weather, traffic.
Weather, we've got snow in the canyons, actually, and rain down in the valleys. That will continue through today into tonight, and more likely, Carrie, you'll probably see a little bit of snow tonight down where you...
It was, it was raining this morning.
53 for a high. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase you make with Cashback Visa Card from Cyprus Credit Union. Go to cypruscu.com or stop by a branch today. Crash northbound I-15 milepost 224 in Lehigh. Let's see. We've got a crash southbound I-15 4 south. This is up in Ogden. And I haven't seen an update on the overturned semi out by the airport. The northbound I-15 ramp to go westbound I-80. UDOT hasn't updated anything in about a half an hour on that. So if you're in the area and want to let me know if that's all cleared up, I would appreciate it. 33986.
Things that must go brought to you by?
Homey is the new way to buy and sell a home without paying crazy high 6% commissions. It's the way real estate should be. Go to homey.com. Homey has your back.
Things that must go on the radio.
Well, these are things that are bugging you, our friends of the program, and most of them are coronavirus related at this point. If you have something that's bothering you, please send it to us. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put Must Go in the subject line, and we will we'll read it on the radio. And maybe this is the way we'll get rid of the coronavirus by doing things.
We
that
haven't
must
tried
go.
it yet. Let's try.
Yeah. Listen, I'll go first. This one says, good morning, Lord's Lady, and people behind the scenes keeping the show going in these times. A few moments, please, for these things that are bugging me in my small corner of the world. People that are poaching my dumpsters, and by poaching, I mean literally dumping all of your large and disgusting items for me to deal with. You're costing me time and money because I can't clean up my site properly when the bin is full of your old beds, recliners, TV, furniture, endless boxes which are never flattened, worn-out yard equipment, etc., and especially your dirty diapers and dog cleanup bags. This is not a public dump. Please take your trash to your local landfill. Next, our contractors. He's a contractor, and so he has to have a dumpster
That's right.
on site. Next are contractors that consistently lie to me. If you cannot have your task done by the date that we have talked about, just be honest about it and don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Be realistic. If you have no intention of showing up for another couple of weeks, tell me that, so I don't look foolish when I have to reschedule the other trades because they aren't ready. I realize these things come up and plans change, but some of you are just hard to work with. The next thing that must go at these times, my complete inability to communicate with people around me. When I get excited or stressed, my mind races, and I blurt out things that makes absolutely no sense. Sometimes they come out as insensitive or offensive or verbally abusive. I don't mean for this to happen. There seems to be a breakdown between my thoughts and my tongue. In my head, they make perfect sense. To the people I'm trying to talk to, it's a different language. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone episode. I thought I would grow out of this, but I have not. Thanks for letting me listen. You always make my day more interesting and humorous. And this one, hello, Lords. I'm Shane. It's all good. Use my name. A few things must go immediately. This virus. Please, someone really smart, figure out a cure soon. Well, I'm going to try sewer dwelling myself. I know it'll all work out the way it's supposed to, but people don't need to be in a panic state. That said, my neighbor, I'm not going to mention his name to protect the dumb. However, Marvin, stop telling people to eat cat food because it'll make you poop like a cat and therefore you won't need to wipe.
What?
Man. Marvin?
Is Marvin serious, or is he
saving
eat cat
saving valuable toilet paper? Gullible people might actually do it. Also, cover their nose. Oh, I don't understand why people aren't washing their damn hands every time they use the restroom, or cover their nose and mouth when they sneeze or cough.
Exactly.
And lastly, to the guy I work with, I don't know your name, but come on, blue and white sweater dude. For the love of everything holy, change your sweater.
Oh.
You've worn it every single
blue and
work day
white sweater
since.
dude.
You've worn it every single work day since September, and I know you make good money, so that's not the issue. It's grown into your skin like some alien symbiont from Spider-Man. I totally understand your unwillingness to change. It's not just me. Many people wish you would change it and hope you're washing it. We have given you your sweater a name, Klingon of blue and white.
Aww.
Just remember, dude, change is a good thing. And that said, by the combined powers of the Radio from Hell show, these must go shall pass. Thanks for your time, Shane.
That's funny.
Carrie.
All right. This one from Ace. My thing that must go is the selfish a-holes that can't stay home and practice social distancing. Particularly in this case, my father-in-law. He's a recovering addict, and even after 30 years, he goes to multiple meetings every week. Kudos to him for staying clean that long. However, his insistence to continue to go to meetings during this time of social distancing must go. He's insisted on going to meeting this evening. He returned home 45 minutes after he left because his meeting had been canceled. Instead of staying at home and enjoying a nice evening at home, he insisted on going to the movies instead. Even though many distributors are making their movies available to see online beginning this weekend. Ace, he may need to go through the motions, to go out and at least try. That may be part of his process, so there you go. Let's see, in my list of things that must go, call me Miss Beatrice. I work for a very big box retail store. Things that must go. People buying everything under the sun and then complaining that we're sold out of the one item they can't have. Yes, it's extremely hard for us to keep the merchandise on the shelves, but when you come up to me with 2 carts full of bottled water and 100 pounds of ground beef and are upset because we don't have ramen, and then tell me we should be limiting how much people can buy, it makes me want to gesture at your cart and scream, you are part of the problem here. People who forgot everything that you've said 5 minutes after you told them. I have some sweet and wonderful employees who field all of our calls, and I love them dearly. But hearing them continually ask if we have hand sanitizer, literally moments after I said, no, we don't have any, is maddening. The only thing that has changed since the last time you posed this question is what little I have left of my sanity is about to plummet into the abyss. And finally, this, customers who think I'm lying to them about what they heard was in stock from a Facebook post.
No.
I'm literally tracking every piece of high-demand merchandise that is coming into my store so we can get it on the shelves as quickly as possible. But sure, let's trust Karen, who sells essential oils and doesn't vaccinate her kids, to inform you that I'm hoarding toilet paper in the back room like some kind of...
I know you got it back there.
Like some kind of dragon with its gold coins. Sincerely, Miss Beatrice.
This from Kyle Mortensen. Things that must go. My wife is 8.5 months pregnant. What must go is fear of having to bring a new baby into this, having her pregnant during all of this, and realizing she's going to have that new baby in the hospital. There'll be no visitors there other than myself, no family or friends able to come and celebrate with us.
Oh, yeah.
Please help make these things go. With that, we have 3 names. I need approval.
Okay.
Our last name is Mortensen.
Yeah.
The middle name is Snow, which is an old family tradition. Here are the choices. Otis Snow Mortensen.
Otis.
Maddox Snow Mortensen. Or Nolan Snow Mortensen.
Not Nolan.
You don't like Nolan?
I don't.
Not that combination.
And I don't like Maddox. And there are so few Otises.
I think Otis.
Otis.
Yeah, there are so few Otises.
There you go,
OSM.
Kyle. Otis.
There you go.
This from Bruce. My thing that must go is Trump disbanding the pandemic response team so he can make a hug in Space Force.
Yep.
And finally this. Please don't use my name. I don't want to lose my job. My thing that must go is my boss, or asshat, he answers to that too, for making us come into work even though all county libraries are closed, bringing who knows what we've been exposed to in with us.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Thank you, friends of the program, that are letting me know that I-80 westbound ramp is still completely closed off. There was an earlier rollover semi there. Probably will be closed for a while. It's kind of a mess there. 5370 West 21st South, a car wrecked into boulders on the corner of the street. Cops are on the scene there. That also comes to us from a friend of the program via text at 33986. Go to Chili's for a limited time only. 3 for $10 includes chicken or shrimp fajitas, a starter, fajita, Coke, only $10. Together we Chili's.
Okay, coming up around one of your boners. Stand by for that. BigOTires.com.
The team you trust, and now more than ever, transportation is important. Reliable transportation is important. So you need good tires on your vehicle. Now, Big O Tires wants their neighbors to know they're following all the CDC guidelines for cleanliness in their stores. And they also have no credit needed financing and 6 months zero interest financing. Big O is offering right now a $29.95 healthy car special. That includes standard oil and filter change. They check most fluid levels, lube the chassis, belt and hoses check, battery system check, multi-point vehicle inspection, tire rotation, alignment check, and brake inspection. And again, that's just $29.95. And now through March 29th, you can save up to $150 on select sets of Nitto, Cooper, Pirelli, and Toyo tires when using your Big O City card. So, Big O Tires, now more than ever, the team you trust. Please find a local store near you by going to bigotires.com.
Radio from Hell.
Okay, it's 7:04
The comic genius
of Werner Herzog.
of Werner Herzog.
And bringing the Little River Band into it.
Yeah.
We're way ahead of the curve.
They're no Pablo Cruz.
They're no Pablo
No,
Cruz.
no.
Let's see. We got Boners Round 1 coming up. Stand by for that.
I want to thank Tom Hanks for stepping up.
Well, no. Speaking of boners, I make a motion.
What do you mean, no?
I make a motion to rescind his boner award from yesterday.
No,
I can make a motion if Kerry seconds it. It passes. Come
Well,
on.
let me hear your cases.
Well, I would just say we want to thank him for stepping up and acknowledging that he was a boner. He stepped up. He was nominated and won the boner voting yesterday for being culturally insensitive by smearing his toast with too much Vegemite. And Australians pointed out that was kind of insensitive of him. Now he says, here's what Tom Hanks says, I have learned not to spread my Vegemite so thick. This was in a thing he posted yesterday about he and his wife getting better, feeling better.
Let's read the whole thing here.
Hey, folks, good news. 1 week after testing positive in self-isolation, the symptoms are much the same. No fever, but the blahs. Folding the laundry, doing the dishes leads to a nap on the couch.
Wait, stop there.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks folds the laundry and does the dishes.
He doesn't say
the
he's
maid
doing
can't
them.
come over.
Yes, he does.
No.
He says folding the laundry and doing the dishes leads to a nap on the couch.
I take that to mean he watches his wife do the laundry and fold the laundry and do the dishes, and it makes him tired.
You continue to besmirch the name of Tom Hanks.
He doesn't say he's doing it.
Yes, he does.
Bad news, my wife has won 6 straight hands of gin rummy and leads by 201 points. And there he is being overly competitive with his wife.
Why does he have it out for Tom Hanks?
But I have learned. Now, I think we should applaud him for learning and accepting his error. I have learned not to spread my Vegemite so thick. I've traveled here with a typewriter. One that I used to love.
It's a thing with him.
We are all in this together. Flatten the curve. Hanks. So I think he's acknowledged his mistake. He's acknowledged that he was nominated for the boner and won. And I think that's great.
Being in a new country and enjoying a condiment in a way that you are not used to is not being culturally insensitive.
If he had paid any attention to the wonderful ways of the Australian people, if he'd paid any attention at all, no, he was just doing that to make it look as though he was really.
You don't know that.
Of course, I absolutely do.
He knows that, but I don't know that he folds laundry and does dishes.
I'm not
he
saying
knows that.
I'm not saying that he doesn't. It just in that statement does not necessarily indicate that he does do the dishes and fold the laundry.
Folding laundry and doing dishes leads to a nap on the couch.
He doesn't say me. Maybe his wife folded the laundry and did the dishes and then took a nap on the couch.
We're led to believe it's him because it is his account.
Yeah. But if you want
I
to
don't know
rescind
why
it,
you
that's
have
fine.
it out for Tom
I
Hanks.
don't. I think he is a treasure. He's willing to admit that he made a mistake by being so culturally insensitive about the Vegemite. And I think that's a wonderful quality.
I think in these trying times, we need to wrap our arms around people like Tom Hanks.
Well, I'm not going to
appreciate the fact that he's there.
I'm not going to do that. He's in quarantine.
Okay,
you want to go do it? You go ahead.
Virtually
not me.
wrap our arms around
Not going to
Tom
do it.
Hanks.
All right, so what am I supposed to decide here?
I would like to. I motion to rescind Tom Hanks'
I'll
boner.
second that.
Oh, okay.
I think it's fine because he's stepped up and admitted that he was a boner. So we can rescind it. Most people don't do that. They double down, but not Tom Hanks. He is Australia's national treasure.
Katie, make a note in the archives that we
So-
have rescinded Tom. So officially, Tom Hanks has not received a boner.
So
on
that
this.
means the Kid Rock wins
Yes.
for
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Kid Rock wins.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Kid Rock was the winner for yesterday. If you'll make a note of that, and I know Dave is listening right now, so
Yes.
he'll make a note of that as well. I called Dave yesterday. by
Oh,
the
how
way.
is he? We were worried.
he
We
was
didn't hear
fine.
from him last week.
So this is what happened.
for those who don't know, we're talking about Dave, the flower guy. He decides who Boner of the Week is.
And we had said, I called him last week and said, Dave, we don't want you to come into the studio on Friday. We'll call you and you can pick the boner of the week on the phone. And he said, okay. And so we called him and we didn't get an answer this past Friday. I called him yesterday and I said, Dave, are you okay?
We're having an earthquake.
Yep. No